Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today is a paneer special dish. You know my family loves paneer. The kids are paneer crazy. And today's recipe is a special one because I've been meaning to share this for so long. So I finally put this in my brand new book, Chetna's Indian Feast. And this recipe is Paneer Do Pyaza. Just a little bit about the recipe. Do Pyaza. So do means stew in Hindi and pyaza means onions. Nobody really knows how it got its name Do Pyaza, like the chicken do pyaza or paneer do pyaza or lamb do pyaza. It could be that they use two kinds of onions, so it's called kind of two onion, or it's possible that they use two onions in it, that's why it's called pyaza. Whatever the reason, I am not too bothered about that because I absolutely love onions and any excuse to use lots of onions in a recipe sounds good to me. So I am making Paneer Do Pyaza. Before that, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button and let's get cooking. So to start this recipe, I need baby shallots. So just the mini onions. And I need around 10 to 12 of them. So I'm just going to peel them and move on from there. I'm going to start with a nice hot pan and I'm going to use this pan for most of it. And add 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using rapeseed oil today. You could use sunflower oil if you like and let it get nice and hot. So once it's hot, I'm going to add the shallots. I did go for more than 10, but yeah, the recipe is using 10. And I'm going to cook this for around 7 to 8 minutes. What I'm looking for is the tiniest bit of color, so lightly golden. And also I want the shallots to kind of soften up a little bit. Just make sure they're nicely coated in oil. And while that is cooking, I have got here around 450 grams of blocks of paneer. It's a total of 450 grams. And I'm going to prep this while the shallots get cooked. So all I'm going to do is, usually I chop them into rectangles, but I'm just going to cut them into cubes today, like nice chunky cubes. Now this recipe should easily feed around 4 to 6 people as part of the main meal, and if this is the only thing you're cooking, then it should feed around 4. Just keep stirring them so all the sides kind of soften up nicely. I prepped the paneer and now I'm going to prep the marinade. And this is super simple. So I'm just going to take 1 tablespoon of the same oil, whether it's rapeseed or sunflower, whatever you've chosen to cook the onions in. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder and 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, and just give it a stir. And now I'm going to throw in the paneer. And just kind of try and coat it without getting all the paneer out of the bowl, basically. Look, it did work. It's evenly coated and it's now time to cook these. So the shallots beautifully cooked, you can see they look lovely. Look at that. They're slightly softened and they've got some lovely color. Don't get the oil out of the pan, just leave the oil in there for the paneer. So I'm just gonna add these paneer cubes and just cook them on high heat for a minute or 2 so we get a really lovely golden color on them. I think I'll need kind of 2 rounds or maybe 1. Well, I'll try and squeeze it all in one. So just going to get the heat to high and make sure all the paneer cubes are touching the pan. This shouldn't take long at all. Look at that. So you just want this bit of a color on the paneer and then turn over and again cook for a minute or 2 on the other side. Right, now this is done. I can just scoop these out and put them in the same bowl as the shallots. And now I can move on to the main part of the curry. So we have got the shallots and the paneer fried and ready. And now moving on, you can take a large onion or 2 medium-sized onions and chop it finely. a nice hot pan and 4 tablespoons of sunflower or rapeseed oil, whatever oil you've used in the rest of the recipe, use the same oil. To this also going to add a little splash of butter, so a tablespoon or 2 of butter, and next going to add a teaspoon of cumin seeds, a stick of cinnamon, and 4 to 5 cardamom pods. Just give it a few seconds, then I'm going to add in the onions. Now this is going to take a good 8 to 10 minutes to get to a nice lovely deep golden color, and I'm going to cook this on medium heat. So while the onions are cooking, I'm going to finely chop a piece of ginger and 2 to 3 garlic cloves. This is turning out to be lovely and golden, and I've chopped the ginger and garlic here, and I'm just going to finely chop 2 tomatoes as well. This is lovely and golden. In goes all the ginger and garlic, and I'll give it a minute to cook. Next goes in all the tomatoes, also 100 ml of water, and now I'm going to cover and cook this for 15 minutes, medium to low heat. While this is cooking, I have actually very quickly made some atta dough for the chapatis, because I'm going to make fresh chapatis to go with this delicious paneer recipe. I've given everything a good clean, and now I can collect all the spices that go in next. So we have, according to taste, a couple of these are really hot green chilies. You can finely chop it. I'm going to just slit it because I don't want it super hot. Again, a teaspoon of red chili powder. I'm only using half, but you can use 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of turmeric powder goes in here, and I have got 2 teaspoons of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. So it's been 10-15 minutes. Ooh, looking good. Right, let's stir and see. So it's kind of really mushy. The tomatoes have softened up really nicely. I'll just give it a couple of minutes like this uncovered, and I've got all the other bits ready. I've also got 100 ml of natural yogurt. I'm going to increase the heat a bit just for a minute. This smells so intense because I've got the dried spices in here. The onions and tomatoes have cooked through. There's so much ginger and garlic. It's just lovely. So like I said, all the spices that I've just showed you, all of them go into the onions. Now I'll just give it a minute here. Now I'm going to turn the heat off. Look, I've turned it off. Now I add the yogurt, and the reason I've turned the heat off is to stop it from splitting. I've added another 100 ml of water, and then all of this goes in. This is going to make a beautiful sauce. The hob is still off. I'll give it a few seconds to mix a little bit more water. And now I can turn this on low heat, medium heat actually, not low. Just gonna heat this up now. Got some dried fenugreek leaves, kasuri methi. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of that. I always try and crush them a bit more. Actually, most people using this do that because it just releases its lovely flavor. And this is heating through really nicely. Now I can add the star of the show, the paneer and the shallots. A real good mix. And I'm just going to cook this for 5 minutes so that everything heats up and kind of gets to really nice and hot, ready to be served. And I'm going to make some chapatis. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Look at that, bubbling away. And I'm going to finish this with a little bit of salt to taste. So I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon. You can add how much ever you like. Give it a mix, and then it's ready to plate up. This is so exciting. When I'm writing a book and I'm developing recipes, there are obviously all of them are very special to me, but there are some which I know when I'm testing them, I know that you guys are going to love. And this is one of those recipes which I'm really hoping that a lot of you are going to make in your kitchens and enjoy it with your family and friends. Right, just going in. Piping hot, piping hot. Oh. Wow, that is beautiful. You can really taste the whole spices, whereas I've only used one cinnamon stick and few cardamom pods, because you can really taste it. And now I'm going to have the onion. I know I'm going to pick out all the onions and my kids are going to pick out all the paneer. I'm going to make some chapatis. Hope you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe. And for the written recipe, you can find it in my new book, Chetna's Indian Feast. All details of the book are going to be in the description. I really hope you're going to love this book. Thanks, guys.